Today you're at Pagan Farms, and this is a dairy farm. We milk about 600 plus cows, and then we raise all of the young stock as well. So we're supporting about 1,300 animals here today. We run about 1,800 acres at Pagan Farms, and then we do some work with neighbors, and my brother and I have a little land as well. So total we're about 2,300 acres. Majority of that's probably corn and alfalfa. We grow some wheat, we have some peas, and then we grow some rye for some cover crop seed as well. Well, we're the third generation on this farm. This farm was started by my grandfather and my grandmother, and today it's being run by my father and my aunt and my grandmother, and there's 4 of us boys working into the operation. My brother Corey and I, we've been back on the farm for about 10 years. Probably 30 years ago, my grandfather might have used a nitrogen stabilizer, and when we had nitrogen prices getting up real high a couple of years ago, we started looking for alternatives. Because on a dairy, every penny counts, and there aren't a lot of the pennies to roll around. So where manure doesn't work, you know, we have 3 types of soil. We have the prime fields, you know, and everybody knows what that's like. But then we have the dry fields and we have the wetter fields, and those really are the make it or break it situations. You know, the profitability in farming those, in some years it doesn't pencil. So we were trying to find creative ways to make those marginal fields, put them back into the profit zone. And you know, everything we do on this farm is through a test plot, because we don't have the money to try things on a large scale, and so on a small scale we can try things and learn from it. What we found was on some of the marginal ground, on the wetter ground, this NutriSphere-N was able to take us from 120 bushel range up to 150. And 1 year of seeing that, that was the only thing I did on that farm differently. It made it up in my mind to keep trying it. Next year we used it on all the farms that we had in the marginal situation, and we saw again a yield increase. So last year we used it on everything. I figured, you know, if this product is working, you know, you're putting down nitrogen, it's foolish not to use it. You know, and last year it paid off spades, because when everybody else had a lot of rain last year, their nitrogen was leaching, and I knew mine was sitting there in the ground where it needed to be. So, you know, in the days where it's the last kernels that are the profits, you know, it makes perfect sense in my program. Last year I did a test plot where, you know, times were tough on the dairy, and everything that I spent, I was being checked and double checked to make sure it was being cost effective. So basically what I tried to do was, by justifying using the stabilizer, I brought back my nitrogen rates from, let's say as an example, from maybe 20 gallons to the acre down to 17, just to trim off some of that cost and to basically see in my mind, would it keep up, you know, on comparative yields. And last year we didn't see any difference in those 2 rates. So I feel with this product, you know, if you're a dairy farm and you're trying to get a good crop and you're trying to do it with as little as you can, utilizing this product, it makes more than sense. It's going to pay for itself twice. 1, making sure your nitrogen is there, and 2, by being able to maybe pull back some of those rates. So try it out and see for yourself.